Hi guys, I just scored a cheeky hat-trick against this guy. He kept asking me for a rematch after I'd already beaten him, and I just kept accepting. So yeah, I'm going to go through these 3 games I just played against this guy, this German guy called Gertrude, something like that. So got Ruy Lopez on the board this first game. And the whole point of this, well, one of the main ideas in this opening is if you take, you can often win this pawn. Now in this position, good players as black know that they should take away from the center actually this opening in order to free the queen up. So if takes, you would be very greedy to grab this pawn because of this tactic here, threatening checkmate and also hitting the knight. So obviously if we retreat the knight, we get mated. So I didn't take because of that idea. But the engine's saying I should. Maybe if it forces them to take away from the centres, maybe is a slight win. I don't know. I'd love to see. Actually, someone let me know in the comments, why is this a good move? Because it doesn't allow captures. So, yeah, we hit the knight. Bit of pressure here. Nice little pin. Get castled. And the engine hates this move. And I hate this pin. Normally in the Ruy Lopez, I want to play this pawn up. I'd recommend you do that, guys. It just saves a lot of issues later on. And it's saying take here, damage the structure, because this move is pretty powerful. They come in, and there's loads of pressure on this knight. But I did realize this might be coming. I didn't develop here purposefully because I knew I might have to go here to defend the other knight. And they take my bishop, double my pawns. But then I take their knight in front of the king, doubling their pawns, exposing their king. And bang. This is a cheeky little tactic. Just winning a pawn there. Exposing my queen, but we've got an equal continuation. So both hitting each other's queens. But I'm very happy because after I take their queen, they take mine. I'm taking a rook. And they've got nothing. So, thinking about continuation there, guys. So this guy, yes, it says to go here to grab a pawn, and then if you take, they take your queen. But this guy grabs this pawn instead. Similar sort of idea. And I am coming in with the queen. Pretty happy here. I've just hit 1,000 subscribers, guys. So, yeah, leave me a like if you're, yeah. So, and thank you, everyone, for joining me on this journey. But I'm going to do an official 1,000 subscriber. Like, I'm going to have a few shots, I think. I might even play guitar if you want. So, I finished this game. This guy doesn't recognize that the queen somehow has to get back. You either have to take this pawn or the very cute move, queen g3, playing on the fact this pawn is pinned. This black queen has to get back and defend. I mean, look at my queen just open for checks. And this pawn move, it just closes off black's queen from the defense, and they do not spot this move. And this is coming. Hits the queen, threatens mate. Their best move here is to try and give up the rook to stop the mate, or give up the queen, either way. But yeah, on to game 2. So this is where the guy starts getting a little bit tilted, maybe playing a little bit faster. And you can sort of sense it, can't you? So we take towards the center. And this is very normal in the Sicilian. Now, I think I'm learning something here. Because I always play this dragon. But then sometimes I push this pawn as well. And it's like, the whole point of the bishop is that it's strong on this diagonal. So to play this e5 move, I think is just bad. But I sometimes do it more like not knowing what else to do. So, yeah, the engine's saying just play like this. I'm going to go through a few lines of theory here just to give me some ideas for the future, really. Wow. That's a ballsy setup, isn't it? And the engine likes delaying castling in the Sicilian and just slowly building on the edges. So I'm going to try and remember that. And the engine doesn't hate blocking the bishop, because I always want to play this so I can develop the knight to this square, so I'm not blocking the bishop. But I need to remember that for future. It's not the end of the world blocking the bishop. But this is how the game did progress. So I always get in this position where there's too much pressure on this pawn, and I'm just bad here, and I realise this. And look at all this pressure. And I find this idea, if I take, I get the queens off the board, which I was just scared, you know, with the pawns crashing in. I just have to take some pieces off and defend. And I start to solidify now. And here I'm not so fussed anymore. I think my opponent was much better early on, but now I'm trading off a few pieces. And then crucially here, taking control of the open file. At this point, I was pretty happy. So the winning, what was the winning tactic? They take. I'm just gonna give you a little puzzle here, guys. Right. So I play here. What's the winning tactic for white? Pause the video now. There's just a mate in two. Bang, bang. And even if I move the king here, I still cannot escape. The pawn blocks the escape square. Well, mate in three. This I block. Take. Yeah. Absolutely brutal. But as it happened, I took the pawn and he went for a trade. And I got my king into the center. Nice. And yeah, these pawns just rolled up the board, guys. So in the final game, this guy's getting very tilted at this point. Starting to move very quick. And I'm getting a little bit of a grin on my face, if I'm honest. I normally don't play this well at 5-minute games. What did I get? I mean, I got 50% accuracy here. Second game, I was 80. First game, I was 90. So I deteriorated throughout the 3 games as I get tired, but... So we're coming out. So, again, I should have played this to stop the bishop ever coming here and here. But I played this pawn move too late. And actually, guys, there's a tactic here. I'll again let you pause the video if you want to spot the tactic. It's a pretty hard one, but it's a removing the defender of a square tactic. So, I hope you found it, guys. It's bang, and if queen takes... It's saying not to take with the queen, but you get this fork. Absolutely brutal. So you have to damage your structure here, which is pretty bad for white. But anyway, luckily my opponent didn't spot that tactic. And there's this ongoing threat of this, right? And even though I'm not quite good enough at chess to see this whole tactic under 4 minutes, but... I'm good enough to know that I should restrict my opponent's pieces, you know? If you give your opponents less options, they will find less good moves. So, a bit more developing. And I'm trying to make something happen in the center here. They hit my queen, I snap take. Their king is open, so I'm excited about my attacking chances here. They take, and I sort of... It's sort of a counter-attacking move. There's already one bishop hanging, and I make it so there's 2 bishops hanging. So I'm definitely going to win a bishop. This was pretty logical, a desperado tactic. And why is it so bad? Just because takes. Okay, I don't see how that's a massive blunder. He was losing the bishop anyway. And then I go after these pawns. I saw there's this, but after king here, maybe win the pawn. It doesn't look incredible. So here, hit the queen, and there it is. They hang the queen, but to be fair, after queen here, I think the queen's just trapped. I think after this, we just retreat the queen, and they have to. I think they have to just take. Yeah, so we get a cheeky third win, a cheeky hat trick against this guy from Germany. It was very satisfying to finally get some success in my 5-minute games, guys. To be honest, and yeah, I hope that little bit of analysis. Just me working on my Ruy Lopez and Sicilian theory a bit there in the openings helps if you play any of them openings, guys. Leave a like and subscribe. Cheers. See you next time.